Give it to me like.
Welcome, folks. I want to introduce the CEO of the Germania Mint, the mind behind it all, from what I believe, Simon Kurowski, if I'm right. If you would like to start out by, I guess, introducing yourself to us, the community here on YouTube and the stacking world around the world, really, of just who you are and what you do.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Simon Kurowski, like you said. I'm founder and CEO of Germania Mint. We are located in Poland, as you know, creating special unique coins and bars, investment products, and distributing that kind of stuff all around the world.
How long has Germania Mint been established? How long, the company itself? Because I know you have a big background in numismatics and things like that, but when did you start this whole Germania Mint organization, this minting process, this wonderful thing that we get to enjoy over here in the States?
Germania Mint as a brand was developed, as I remember, 2019. The background was made 1 year before, when we developed the first Germania 1 ounce round. But in the end, the final background, like you said, started many years before. So my father opened a numismatic store in 1986 in our city in Jelenia Góra, southwest of Poland.
Okay.
For many years, over 20 years, he was trading old coins, banknotes, stamps, and distributing that for the local market. I started helping him as a child. As I remember, I was 7 when I bring my first pennies or cents to my room after the earning that at my father's shop. For next years, I was helping him more and more. And finally, when I graduate my high school, I decided to do that as a main role in my life. So 2005, basically, I was already managing the whole store, and I took over that from my father. He went retirement, and I started distributing basically his heritage, so old coins, modern a little bit as well. But my dream was to develop the numismatic store at that moment. So I decided to rid of numismatic stamps, old, banknotes and stuff like that. And years by years, I was doing more coins. Through the years, we start producing the numismatic packaging. In the end, we produce them for most of the world's major mints and central banks. And a few years later, we start also enhancing the coins, putting the colors, gold plating, and basically our knowledge in the packaging enhancing bring us to minting in the end, as we decide to create our own projects. At the beginning, we was outsourcing the production of minting and casting, but in the end, during the pandemic time, we decided to insource that process to us as well. So I started my journey as I can say, teenager with 1 employee in the shop, and now we are the team of almost 250 employees.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I guess maybe, I know I didn't realize this, and maybe others out there listening didn't either, but you actually started rather than right into coins and bars and such, as far as minting your own, but you're doing the packaging and the colorization for other brands before Germania Mint actual brand was invented then, correct?
Yeah. Exactly. So at the beginning, so our, I can say, brand before Germania Mint was named Kurowski Group. And under that brand, we was delivering the service of packaging development and enhancing development for other mints, central banks, but also the bigger numismatic players all around the world.
Okay, and now let's fast forward to 2025, which we're in now, and I mean the year's almost over. We're looking forward to 2026 here shortly. We're past Halloween, and we're getting ready to come into the giving of thanks here in the United States. But the stunning designs keep coming from the Germania Mint. What are some of the creative processes that go into some of those designs? Let's just say, like your witchcraft series.
Mhm.
Let's just use that one for instance, because we know about the Germania. But let's just say some of the witchcrafts, because though that's going to be a series, or was a series, and that's going to be an end at some point. Same with Knights of the Past. That was a great series. I loved it and was happy to see it just go the 3 coins rather than continue on, because it does get a bit strenuous, I guess is a way to put it, when coin series come out and let's say there's 12 or 15 of them, and it's over a span of, what seems like 2, 3, sometimes 5 years. But what
Mhm.
are some of the design processes you guys use to come up with those ideas?
I can say that everything starting from the concept. So somebody have an idea. Sometimes it's the employee in our product development team. Sometimes it's the idea. Honestly, any other employee of the Germania, even from production or administration office. Sometimes it's my own idea, but also many times we are hearing the voices from collectors. They are writing to us in emails or placing in comments. So we are also hearing what they would like to have in our coins storytelling, I can say. And we are choosing the best topics which we feel that they will be good for the collector market. Knowing, I can say, what is the topic and the topic of the series, we are going in the product development team for the research, and then we are creating over there the product concept. So we are collecting all basically materials, how many coins or bars or how many pieces we will have in particular series. Later on, they are creating the first sketch of the design or the sketch of the all coins in the series. And with that kind of product concept, they are going to other departments like marketing department or sale department for some kind of opinion. We are consulting that with the technology and production department. And when everything, I can say, it's approved, we are going into the real designing and 2D designing, and later on the 3D designing stage, when basically that kind of work is done, we are moving into the sampling process. First, we are preparing the plastic samples, which is giving us the chance to change something a little bit in the model perspective from the technology part, but also that kind of stage is giving for the graphic department the possibility to improve the design still before we don't have the real existing expensive tooling ready. When the plastic samples is approved, we are moving into the tooling production, and having the ready tool and ready blanks, we can start minting the coin. Later on, we are many times putting the special enhancing effects on that, like coloring, plating, and of course, we are never forgetting about the packaging. It's for us the integrate part of the series. Many times at the product concept stage, we already know that we want to use something special, like the new type of packaging, new type of enhancing. We want to test it many times before we are using the new technology for other clients from the industry. So we are also
Okay.
using us as a, I don't know, the testing rabbit for the
Guinea pig.
new technology, I can say.
Speaking of packaging, this is by far some of my favorite. This style, especially for these bigger 2-ounce pieces, these desk pieces. I mean, they're meant to display, not meant to be, stuffed in your safe, although people can do that. But
Yeah.
design like that is a beautiful thing that I keep displayed all over offices and shelves throughout my home. So that's a very grand idea for sure. And when you do things like this, like you're offering this style of packaging to other companies around the world, or is this
Yeah.
just is this for you and that's it?
I can say that format it's mainly for us, but I saw that few different mints or numismatic companies use them as well for their own purpose. So of course we prefer to keep some kind of style of the Germania packaging and not sharing with others, but in the end there is nothing prohibit. So the format, the materials, everybody basically can use them. Yeah, so we are not blocking that at all.
Is there actual sculptures of these coins made, or is this, you say 2019 kind of Germania got its first start with the first Germania coin? Was that something that was done computerized, drafted, or did somebody actually make a, old style sculpted form of that and then you went off of that? And I would assume today that most of it is done computerized. Would that be correct?
I can say that maybe not the computer or AI is doing the design, not at all. So the human being is preparing
Yes.
that design, but of course we are using the computers. Till now, maybe we used few times the plaster models. So you said it's sculpture, but not for our own releases, but for the custom development, which we done for other clients. So basically they had ready the plaster models and they decide to use it. Why we are using the computer for the 3D modeling? We can achieve much more details from the coin. So when you take a look closer to the background, to the relief, to the details, you can see a lot of thin, I can say, layers or thin
Yes.
lines of the relief of the Germania, for example, or other persons on that. But in the end, when you take closer to the background, you can see how many details we can do it over there. Honestly, using the plaster models, it's impossible. And of course, we need to also combine that using the laser technology for the engraving of the dies, because using the old-fashioned CNC milling, again, we will never be able to achieve such a detailed technology. And our main goal is to create the unique craft piece of the coins and bars for the collectors, so we know how important it's the details over there. And of course, the same detail we won't always put on the second side of the coins. So this is also one of the rules which we always try to use during the designing process, that we are focusing not only on the first side of the coin, but on the both side of the coin.
Right. In which, without mentioning any names, there's a lot out there that don't utilize both sides, the obverse and reverse of each product they use. So that's always a bonus. And one thing I love talking about when I talk about your guys' pieces is the quality and is the fine lines that are within that. And I do have a piece over here that we'll show here in a little while and talk about. But to get back into like when you're creating something like that, and let's just use the Germania again. I know there's different versions of that style of coin. How do you balance that between this is what we want for our quote unquote bullion version, and then we also want to do something for the collector, but how do we come up with, is 250 enough? Is 999 too many? Where do you come up with those ideas, or have you just been doing this long enough that these numbers seem to stick? Is kind of something.
I will be honest with you, it's one of the most difficult part of our work, because on one hand, like we discussed before, the designing and the quality of the product, it's the most important. But of course, when we are creating the collector item, we need to take care about the mintages And about the limitation, on the other hand, we need to know that too big limitations, it's not good for the market, as some speculators can go and purchase many of the item, and then the secondary market is rising rapidly. When we have too many pieces in the mintages, then there is they might be not secondary market. In the Germania portfolio of our product, I told you about our own coins and bars. I told you about the packaging and about the enhancing, but we have also the fourth department, which is the wholesale department, where we are purchasing the products from different mints all around the world, like Australian products, the Royal Canadian product, US product, from the bigger dealers, from the bigger mints, and also for the smaller one. And then we are distributing that kind of items to dealers, again, all around the world. And important thing is that we know that every mint, every central bank have different style of creating that uniqueness of their product, and also they have different distributorship rules. And basically, I think one of our reasons why the Germania Mint was so fast appear on the market was that we somehow learn from other experience what was good, what was wrong,
Right.
and we try to go only in the good path. Of course, during our journey from 2019, we had a lot of conversation, and also we made some mistakes, but always we want to discuss that later on between our sales department, between our marketing and product development to improve that. So also in our process, after every campaign, we are checking what was good, what was wrong, what we need to improve in the future. Above that, we still have a market which is changing all the time. So when we went on the market, the mintages for the 1 ounce coins, for example, like 25, 50,000 was quite common, and every product on the market have that kind of mintages, and there was no huge problem to sell them. Last year before, we were at the moment when the average volume of that kind of product was between 5 and 15,000. So they drop rapidly because of the interest from the investment market. Right now, again, we have a moment when the mintages could go higher as the demand is higher. So of course, we don't want to change the mintages of ongoing series, but we need to take care always into the consideration when we create the new one, and the product development team, they are proposing to the sales department what they propose, but in the end, the final voice is from the sale, because they are basically know what they can change, still knowing that we will not create too many items on the market. So we basically prefer to sell less and earn less as a mint, because we are looking in the long-term direction with our strategy that we want to build the collector market for our product. And when you take a look on the eBay, for example, you can still see our previous coins offer it much more than our official recommend wholesale price and let's say recommend retail price. And I never saw that other mints are taking care about that kind of stuff. Like they are also not taking care about the comments of their collectors, and they are not so much involved in the community. And for us, it's quite important stuff.
So, rolling with that, and you may have already answered this next one is, what do you think then makes Germania Mint stand out from other world mints or other private mints? And as I said, you may have already answered that, but if you had to pick one, what is one major factor that makes you stand out from the competition?
First of all, I will never tell about them as a competition, because on one hand, we are producing for them the packaging or doing the enhancing services. On the other hand, we are purchasing from them their own product and we are distributing them as on the market as well. So I can say that with many mints and central banks, we are partners. So on that kind of point of view, we are more be able to answer for your question that we have a different strategy for creating the brand, and we are not looking at the short-term goals to achieve the earnings, to achieve the fast sale. Of course, we had the feelings that many times we could create bigger mintages or we could do something more expensive on the market, etc., as we saw that there is demand on that. But we are really looking that we want to treat our collectors and investors, I can say we want to treat them well, we want to reward them with trust which they are giving us from the beginning. So of course the important thing is integration of what we are doing from years. So the product development from the concept, but using the technology which we have in-house, not only technology, but also possibilities like enhancing and the packaging. So this is giving us the chance to be independent in creation. So we are able to create the samples, we are able to make many things faster than others as we are keeping the control for that. This was very good strategy during the COVID when we realized that we need to insource the production of bars, later on the production of coins to our own company. Of course, the way how we distribute the product. So I told you already what is the important stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's a great answer, and we've already talked about this. You guys are out there asking for emails, and you're looking online in chats and on YouTube videos of getting ideas of the next item that could be from us, the collector. Where do you see the global bullion market, say, in the next 5-10 years? Where do you see it headed?
You mean the demand on the market or the price levels of precious metals?
Well, just the evolving of the collectibles market. Do you see it? Can you vision it as it is today, or do you see it? Do you see more people wanting more of your product or more collectible products? Basically, do you feel the demand that you're seeing today? Do you feel that same demand will be there in 5 to 10 years from now?
I think yes, and I can say I believe that the demand will be higher. The important thing is to understand in the mint industry that we have basically the three leg of that industry. First of all, we have, of course, the circulation coins, and honestly, this is the big headache of many central mints, as the volume of the circulation coins from many years are falling down, as we are more. We are paying basically cashless. Many countries are going out of cash. So in the end, that will be the problem, I can say, which is not touching the Germania, because we are focusing to other part of the industry. So I can say collectors, coins, bars, the special unique piece, and the investment one. When we talk about the investment one, like I told you, during the COVID and months later, we have a boom over there. Last 2 years was quite challenging for everybody in the investment part of that market. But again, this year, from the beginning of the year, we saw slowly growing in the demand, and last 2 months was very spectacular, I can say. So everybody right now, basically, when we are talking about also the price level of precious metals, they are quite bull, right? Bull?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I believe there was a little fall the past couple of days, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been pretty bull. Yeah.
And for the Germania, the creating the collector items was very good in last 2 years. As of course, our investment top line basically went down rapidly, like everybody, like in other mints, I can say, but the collector part grow up for our own product and also for the custom product. So I can say that our business is quite diversified, what we do, and we see that the collector market is growing. And I can say I'm not believing that the cashless society will influence bad in the collector market. So in our strategy, we are focusing as much as we can in the creating the unique piece, and we are keeping the investment part as some kind of add-ons, as we need to react quite fast in the new demand on the market. And on the other hand, when the demand is falling down, we need to again react quite fast to keep the cost down, I can say. So we invest in the automatic line, for example, for the casting products, and it's giving us the chance to quite fast increase the production capacity when we need it, like right now. And again, when the time will change, we can a little bit change it, I can say.
All right, well, that's great. You did a collaboration. I have a couple pieces here with specifically the Royal Mint. Now it's tough to see, but you did a collaboration with the Royal Mint, Thor and Odin. I would think we would see more, but what was the process? How did this whole collaboration get started, if you can speak about it? And should we expect to see more of this kind of stuff?
I can tell a little bit, as
Okay.
we have a contract,
We'll take a little bit.
Financial agreement. So basically, what I can tell you is that we will have more and more releases like that. So we are calling that co-branded, not only with Royal Mint but also with other players. We done last year also the similar project with Mint of Poland, with Creation Mint. We have few on the horizon. For now, I am not able to tell you what it will be, but for sure it will be very successful. We are also talking with the Royal Mint about the next projects which we will have in the new, I can say, horizon. I don't know if this is already official or not, but I will tell it to your subscribers that the third one from that series, it will be the Loki. And we are planning that in the next couple of weeks, I can say. And there will be also the special edition, which will close some kind of the series with the special enhancement, which we will do in-house. So in the co-branded realization, many times we are bringing the idea or the topic to the other brand. The other brand, many times it's, I don't know, minting the product or preparing something on their own, but the Germania Mint need to touch that product as well on our production, or I can say the packaging or enhancing distributorship worldwide. So this is something that we are taking care that we will have the control. Of course, we are the both sides of the co-branded agreement are approving the designs. So it should be something I can say top in the development.
With these particular bars, and I know these come in 1 ounce and they also come in 10 ounce. Is the packaging yours in the Royal Mint? Did the minting process of the bar, or
Yes.
Did you do part of the bar, or is that how that went?
Here, the Royal Mint create the minting process, and we done the packaging and the worldwide distribution for the 1 ounce and 10 ounce silver. And in the near future, you will see also the enhancement version of that 3 bars, and that enhancement will also be done by us.
Okay, that's great to know. Thanks for sharing that little bit of information. I don't know if that was out, but if it wasn't, it is now. Couple little personal questions, and not personal as far as life personal, but what types of coins do you enjoy collecting? I'm guessing you're a coin collector, but what do you enjoy collecting? And if you could name one, what is one of your favorite pieces that you may have in your collection, or maybe it's something you want to add to your collection?
Honestly, I like the designs where a lot of things are happening in the background. So I believe that a little bit became the strategy of Germania because of me, because I was always looking in the coins for the storytelling of the topic, but also what you saw in the design. So this is what I'm looking for. So I love personally all releases of 2 ounce coins, antique finish. There's few European companies creating that kind of coins, and I honestly like most of them. So the high relief releases, the special partial gold plating, for me it's quite important because I like that on in the collecting the coins like that. Yeah.
So kind of like me and maybe like a lot of other people's, you can find yourself losing a lot of time by just taking in the beauty of a piece, because it's not, you can glance at something and say, okay, yeah, that's nice. But when you have the time and you get to sit there and enjoy it in your hand and really take it in, you can lose some time there by taking it all in, can't you?
Yeah, and my problem is that I'm also taking a look on that coins, a little bit knowing more about the production technology, and I'm
I,
always trying to search the errors, mistakes, or on the other hand, try to find how other producers are doing maybe better or different way what we are doing, and this is always quite interesting, as I'm many times buying some coins just to bring that to our R&D department and show for them why that's it's different effects or what else we can do, or we are using that as an inspiration, as a direction of what we can choose as a good work from different producers, I can say.
I could see that. Yeah. Looking at it and thinking, I don't know if I'd have went that way. Maybe I would have done this instead. But what from 2019 till now, can you name one that would be sits at the top of your favorite piece by your mint, the Germania Mint?
Oh, honestly, it will be quite difficult to say, but in case of the series, I really love. Right now, I'm looking in the library direction in our room, so I love the Germania Beast series. So this was
Yes.
quite interesting. Honestly, the idea to combine 2 coins, others and reverse, came from myself. So when I saw
Very
the
good
designs
idea.
from the
Well done.
designers, I really enjoyed what they prepare. And I also like the whole storytelling of the main Germania. So every year there is some different story, where she is, where she's going, and also the last series, you call it witchcraft, right? So it's also
Yes.
quite interesting. The details in that series, the background of that, that's quite interesting. Of course, I really enjoy the Maltese piece from last year. And this was quite a unique piece for us, as we got together with the Central Bank of Malta the NAA award, the COTI award for the best crowned coin in the world.
Yes.
So that was quite amazing for us, as just after 5 years of striking the coins, we got that kind of award. So this was amazing, and we are really looking forward what else we can develop together with other partners.
And that would have been the 2 ounce version that got the coin of the year, correct, for that particular topic or design.
Yeah,
The Maltese bee, correct?
yeah.
Yeah. I have one. It's sitting on my TV stand out beyond my office here. My wife's families are honeybee keepers here in the States. So I have a nice little display of that coin and jars of honey and, the honey sticks and all this stuff. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece and just a nice display that is done up right here in our home, which is very, very well done piece. That's for sure. If someone hasn't seen it, they should definitely go take a look at that one. It's a very well done piece. It's a question, and if there isn't an answer, that it's perfectly fine. But if you were not running the Germania Mint, what do you think you would be doing today, other than what you do now?
That's quite challenging question. Honestly, nobody asked me about that before. But I can say that my second passion is the swimming. So before I decide to take over the company from my father, I was a professional swimmer. So
Nice.
I even got some kind of bronze medal in the Polish championship when I was 21, as I remember. But unfortunately, I decided to focus on the business. But I still doing I'm still quite close to the swimming. So I'm I can say owner or CEO of the swimming club in our city with over
Nice.
550 kids training every week in our club. And 2 years ago, I come back to the swimming right now on the master's level. So I can tell you that next month I will be taking a part in the European Championship, which will be in Poland this year.
Well, that's some great news to hear. Yeah, well, you answered that question just
if not
perfectly.
points, I will be in the swimming pool much more than I'm today.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for answering that, because I didn't know, like you said, it's a tricky question. Maybe a lot of people don't ask you that, but it's nice to find out other things about people rather than coins. It's nice to know that everybody is an actual normal person outside of their what is known to be life. There's more to everybody except what you see every single day. So that's great to know. That's awesome. I do have a question. I put a comment, or I put a question on my YouTube community tab on my YouTube channel. Explaining, saying, hey, I was going to sit down with you and we were going to have a conversation. Please drop me a couple questions, and I would pick one or two of them. And I do have one. If you don't mind, I would ask it to you and see if we can come up with an answer. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, it comes from a channel, another YouTube channel by the name of Silver Heist. And this is the question. With Poland, the 6th biggest silver mining country, does the silver that you use at Germania Mint exclusively come from the mines of Poland?
I can tell you that in the past, yes. So most of, I can say 100% of our silver was coming from that mine. But during the time, we decided to diversify our suppliers. And right now we are buying that from the Swiss and German refineries, and still from the Polish mine, depending what is the market situation, condition, lead time, etc. But as I remember, they are the biggest unit mine in the world in case of the silver mining process, but they are not the biggest silver mine company. So when you take a look closer for, I think, last 2 or 3 years, they had the most silver extraction from the one single mine in the world.
Wow. Well, that's a fact that I didn't know, and that's good to know. I have one of your products up here on my screen, and I'm going to bring it up. If you could can you see that?
Yes, I see it.
Does that look familiar to you?
Yes, I can say this is our product.
Okay. Where would someone had to have gotten that piece from if they didn't want to pay an enormous premium like I did?
Okay. What you want to know?
This piece was launched at the World Fair of Money in Berlin in 2025, correct?
Yes, this is quite new piece. We use
Yeah.
on that coin the new special technology which we involved last year. We called it blacklight colors. So probably you have somewhere there the UV light, and you can put it on the screen, right? Yeah. So we develop in the Germania the special ink, which are appearing when you use the special UV light on it. And at the beginning, we was testing that ink piece by piece on the Rune series.
Yes.
You probably know that there was the, I don't know, the red, the green, the blue.
Yeah.
So when
And
we
which you kind of
saw
incorporated into this coin as well.
exactly. So when we saw that we are already able to do every single color, the next question was, are we able to mix them to achieve the picture? And this was the first basically piece, or I can say the production after the sampling process, which we realized. And from that moment, we already have the few projects like that, and more will come in the future. The important thing is that that kind of technology is able not only be used as a super effect like we see right now, but
Yeah.
also we can use that technology for the security reason, as this is the to print that on the coin we are using the digital printers, and basically we can change every piece on every coin and use the different design. Of course, that might be quite difficult, but when we talk about some kind of personalization, the QR code, the numbering, that might work in the automatic way. And using that, we can use that as a security feature, like we all know from the banknotes industry.
It really amazes me when I take this light away. We spoke about this before we hit the record button, that to me it looks like an antique silver coin, and I'm sure to many, even to you, if had you not known what this was, if this wasn't your product, you can't tell that ink is on there. And
Yeah.
that shield looks like a legit wooden shield with the rivets going around the outer edges of it, and everything. I mean, coming over to the ferns, and like you said, with your technologies, I mean, you're making out the ferns with the laser work that you're doing. Each individual leaf on that, you can tell what it is. It's so well done. And again, with all the different layers, and you put a rock in, off to the side and kind of in front of the fern, and then you have a sword in front of the rock. It's all layered so well. And then to add this to it is next level, is just complete next level.
I will be honest with you, when we are creating the special piece like that one, we are very proud because we are able to create something first on the market. As I know, there is no other mint which done that kind of effect before us. So honestly, from my sport perspective, I like to be a first.
That's that's great. And I'm kind of the same way. I like to be first in a lot of things myself as well. And that is a really cool piece. I'm glad I picked it up, because when I learned about that piece coming out to the market, the very first thing I thought of was security. I said, this is going to be used for mints around the world as a security feature, because you don't know it's there. You just
Yeah,
don't know it's there unless you
that's true.
shine this special light on it, this UV light.
Yeah.
That is something else. Is there I'm there's going to be more of it. Is it I'm going to guess we'll see some more of it into 2026 and beyond.
Yeah.
Anything this year? We're running out of time
For
this year.
sure, you will see more projects using that technology. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you would like to leave the viewer with in regards to Germania Mint? Everything from 2019 till now has started off well and continued just to, in my eyes, get better and better, better. The quality, the packaging, all that great stuff, down to the COAs. Some people look at that as if it's not that important, and it is important. With some of your high-end pieces, the way the numbers are etched on the coin and the packaging max the number on the coin and it matches the number on the COA, those are things that I look for, that I put in my personal collection, because I like to call it a paper trail. It's not just a numbered piece of cardboard and a coin stuffed into a, little box, or just a little clam thing that can open up. You're leaving a footprint, a trail, that this is coin number 213 out of 1,000. This is the COA that goes with it. This is the packaging that goes with this. That stuff is special to me. I expect we'll continue to see that from Germania Mint.
We have a database of all of our releases, so we record the number of the hologram together with the number of the product from the edge or from the front side of the bars, so we can track that if this was combined together in the database. Like you said, the details, not only in the coin, but also in the packaging, in the COA. But what I can add, it's everything what we done or what we are doing, it's the effort of the whole team. So it's not only about me and my own personal or the business goals, but most of that where we are is the tough work of all departments, from the R&D, product development, sale, purchasing. There's a lot of people working every day to achieve where we are today. So I would like to say a big thank you for them. And also I would like to say big thank you for the whole community, which are trusting for our journey, because we are a private company without the background of the government like others. And basically we are quite recognized already in the minting world. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Well, I think this was great. I appreciate your time. I'm sure the viewers appreciate your time. It's got to be getting a little bit later over there. It's still early over here, but I do want to say thank you to you and all of your team as well, from me and the rest of the collectors that get a chance to watch this. We've seen where you've started. We've seen where you're at. I've got a vision. You have your own vision. I see good things coming from Germania Mint. I'm sure many, many other people do as well. So I want to take the time to say thank you again. And we look forward to 2026. Well, the rest of 2025 and beyond. So thank you for all the work you and your team put in for putting out the products that you guys do put out. It's well done, especially these new carded. Before we do, I'll talk about these new carded gram gold coins. It's those give a collector, even a stacker, a way to keep gold continuing to get into their stack at a lower cost. Yes, it's a smaller piece of gold, but it's still affordable for everybody to get their hands on and enjoy. So thank you for that as well.
Yeah. I can add that the last release of 100 and 200 ounce of gold was quite surprising for us. Everything what we mint in the first batch, we sold out within 2 hours.
Wow.
So right now we are preparing the second, third, and other next lots of the production of that kind of products. But we see that the smaller fractional gold, it's quite popular already, and I can say that in the near future we will have more and more that kind of product, as they are quite competitive in the price structure. Yeah. And again, the people can collect the nice value of the craftsmanship of the designs on the precious metals item.
And being carded the way it is, they can fit in gentlemen's wallets, no problem. So they can always be stored in a wallet or somewhere close, just in case something did come up. You still have that peace of mind that if you ever did get in a pinch, you have some value there to help you get through it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, sir, again, I appreciate your time, and hopefully we get to do this again. Maybe we can make it a semi-annual type thing. We'll see where it goes from here, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for your time. And of course, we can do it in the future again. I also would like to invite you to Poland to see our production. So maybe next year you can plan your holiday in the Poland. What do you think about that?
I'm definitely something to think about. I would just have to come over at a nice time of year weather-wise, because from where I'm from right now, it's a bit chilly, and I know it can get chilly over there as well, but we'll come up with a time where it's going to be some decent weather so we can get outside and enjoy it too and see some of that beautiful landscape over that way.
You're always welcome. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you very much. And we look forward to it.
Thanks.